welcome to my channel and welcome to my website. My name is Daryl and this is Programming in Any Language. The website is www.black-duck.com. It's where you'll find all my videos organized in logical order. This Tic-Tac-Toe Simulator is an excellent example of handling a two-dimensional array. There's a set of nested loops that populate the tic-tac-toe board with X's and O's. In addition, we will examine the contents of each array element separately and apply either an X or an O to a matching label on a form. This is a great example on how to use Booleans effectively as well. Here we'll need to interrogate the contents of the labels holding the X's and O's to see if we have any three in a row. This is not like the regular game here. We can have a tie. We can even have a board of all X's. Naturally, we'll use methods to make efficient use of our code. The following video will set the stage for what we're going to create. We're going to create an application right now, a short application, that uses an array, a two-dimensional array. It's a tic-tac-toe simulator. It's not the game. It looks like the game, but it's basically a completed version with all the X's and O's filled in. And our job will be to figure out if it's a tie or who won or whatever. And we can generate over and over X's and O's in this game to replicate. It's going to actually give you a chance to really get a good handle on Booleans as well as arrays. So we'll go. Let's just take a look at this. I'll kind of lay this over to you. We've got this tic-tac-toe simulator right here. On the right-hand side, you can see it filled with X's. Basically, it's just as we create the form. It's a very simple form. It uses a bunch of labels here. It uses this, telling you who won. There's a new game button here and an exit button. That's it. We're going to create an application that simulates the game of tic-tac-toe. The figure on the right shows the example of the application's form. The form shown in the figure uses 8 large label controls to display the X's and zeros. 9 large label controls to display the X's and zeros. This is a misnomer right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 definitely uses 9 large controls, so someone can't count. The application should use a two-dimensional integer array to simulate the game board in memory. When the user clicks the New Game button, the application will step through the array, storing a random number from the range of 0 through 1 in each element. The number 0 represents the letter O, and the number 1 represents the letter X. The form should then be updated to display the game board. The application should display a message indicating whether player X won, player Y won, or the game was a tie. And if neither wins, it's a tie. If both win, it's a tie. The interesting thing is we will generate the X's and O's using a loop, a nested loop to actually create that. But when it comes to actually applying the array to the labels on the form, we'll be stepping through it one at a time, going through each element. We'll see that shortly. So this is a very good example of how to work with arrays, how to work with Booleans, and how to do this kind of analysis. What do we want to know? That's the first thing we want to figure out. Well, we simply want to know, is it a tie or a win? That's really what we're looking for. And if it's a win, who? X or O? That's all we want to know on this thing. It's very, very straightforward. What do we know? Well, we know that X's and O's are generated randomly. They're generated through random numbers, which are then converted to X's and O's. A win is 3 of the same, diagonally, horizontally, or vertically. Okay, so we've got, that's where your 8 comes in. 3 across, 3 down, and then a diagonal, two diagonals represents the list of 3 things causing a win to happen. How do we get there? Well, we check each column to see if all X's or all O's. We check each row to see if for all X's or all O's. Then we check each diagonal. There's 2 of them, going left down the bottom right, the top right down the bottom left. We check each of those, see if there's all X's and O's. If a string of X's exists, we set a Boolean that X wins. If a string of O's exists, we set a Boolean that O wins. That means we have 2 Booleans there, and they both can be true. They both can be false, or they can be either. Once we've got that, we look at both Booleans, and if they're both true, we have a tie game. Also, if they're both false, we have a tie game. But if we have 1 true, 1 false, we have a winner, either X or O. This is what the flowchart might look in this particular simulation. When we start the game, we establish an array. We have a number of methods here. We're going to generate the random numbers. We'll be doing that each time a button is pressed. This is actually a button. This whole thing will be the button. We're going to apply the array to the board. So we will end up copying these zeros and ones and translating them to X's and O's, and then we'll determine a winner. Determine a winner process, then we'll go through the process of trying to find who did win. Once we've got that, we then check the win. Well, if O won, and if X wins and O wins, like I got X and Y here, same thing. If X wins and Y wins, we display a tie. If X loses and Y loses, we display a tie. If X loses but Y wins, we display Y wins. If Y wins, X loses, we display X wins. So those are 4 possible combinations you actually can get out of this thing. The coding for the main button is going to be very straightforward. This is it. This is all we really have to deal with. We do have the methods we'll have to create, but basically we set some Booleans up on top. We're going to call a generate game, which is a method that's going to generate the random numbers. We're going to call the flip board, which is going to fill the board from the array. Fill the board, rather. We're going to determine the winner. It's going to find any 3 X's and O's in a row. And then we evaluate that win. There's that Boolean piece here where we actually figure out if it's a tie. If both win, it's a tie. Both are not wins, it's a tie. Boolean wins, X wins, if label 1 is a winner. So we're using if else's to go drop through the scenario and actually cause it to happen. This is what the board will look like, and this is what we're going to actually create. I think it is actually a bit more complicated to create a tic-tac-toe demo than it is to program the actual game. For one thing, you don't need an array in the actual game. But now you're prepared to build this demo. When you get there, pay special attention to how the Booleans are used to determine a winner. This technique can be used in many applications. Next, we'll build a form. And in doing so, we'll use care to name our components in a way that will make it easy for us to refer to when we do the programming. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to use the website for easy access to all my videos. And if you get a chance, please subscribe. That way you'll be notified when something new is available. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.